Well, new details about the former Joplin police officer accused of misusing the Deflock camera system. City inadvertently identified Kenneth Anderson when it released public records to the privacy advocate group Deflock Joplin. City failed to adequately redact the names of the officers using the system, as well as the plate numbers they searched. Anderson left the force after the investigation began in early December. Deflock Joplin began investigating the way the cameras came to be in Joplin. During its investigation, it found Anderson ran 2 license plates simultaneously nearly 400 times. He had been with JPD since 2021. Last year, he received a Good Conduct Award. Missouri State Highway Patrol is conducting an independent investigation to determine whether criminal charges should be filed. Now, Deflock Joplin also wants to see the camera system disabled, at least temporarily, if not permanently. Joplin Police Chief Richard Pearson told us they've tightened controls since the Anderson incident, adding the system is a valuable crime-fighting tool. We will hear from him and a member of Deflock Joplin tonight at 6 o'clock.
Welcome back, FightFlock.com. In today's video, we're going to discuss a case out of Joplin, Missouri, another case of Flock database misuse. In this particular case, it was an officer named, his name was Kenneth Anderson. He was a 5-year veteran of the Joplin, Missouri police force. So this was basically a street cop misusing the Flock database, searching 2 tag numbers or 2 plate numbers almost nearly 400 times, which is hard to believe. In fact, this is obviously a case of stalking. More than likely, he's checking up on his wife or girlfriend, and in fact, one plate was run majority of the times. The other plate was run just some of the time, but it was always run. Those plates were, but it was always run with the first plate. That was the pattern, right? So basically, he's probably checking on his wife or girlfriend, and I would go on a limb and say the second plate was probably her boyfriend. Okay. Again, we don't know the facts because obviously the police force, the police chief, they're not telling us, right? So we may never know the truth behind all this. So this officer resigned after the investigation started back in December of 2025. This is when the Joplin Police Department started investigating the street cop, Kenneth Anderson, right? So basically, and police do that, right? They're going to resign before they get fired, and they jump to another agency. That's oldest trick in the book, right? That's basically how they get hired again, because they didn't get fired, right? So they can get another job, and they just go from agency to agency all around the country. But so basically, this case is crazy, insane, because it was brought to light not by the police chief, not by Flock, but by basically an outside organization. This group was called Deflock Joplin. It was led by Michael Williams. So this Michael Williams guy, he does a FOIA request on Flock data in Joplin, okay, city of Joplin, freedom of information, basically request, right? So he does this, and amazingly, the police force, they sent him documents, and they forgot to redact the officer's name, right? So basically, this Kenneth Anderson guy, right? They didn't redact his name, and that's how we know the officer's name. Otherwise, we would never know if they didn't make this mistake when they sent out the request to Deflock Joplin, right? So it's amazing that we got lucky like that, right? I really, and it's a shame we have to rely on luck, right? Basically, there is no safeguards in place. We hear Flock talk about how great they have an audit system, blah, blah, blah. We have Josh Thomas, this Flock spokesman. You always see him on the news. He's touting how great, and secure the system is. Well, I think that's, I think it's not so secure. I think it's garbage, okay, to put it to be straight with y'all. And I think, if there's a search for a certain tag, and again, this case, the cop, Anderson, he searched nearly 400 times, right, these tag numbers. And again, one more than the other, and basically, and nearly 400 times. So to me, if you search for a tag or plate more than 5 times, there should be a tripwire email sent to police chief or the mayor, or maybe even the state police or something, where they basically, it's like a data breach, right? They would get an alert that's saying, hey, this is obviously there's a problem here. Because if it's an investigation, the police see a crime on a certain day at a certain time, they run the tag number involved. Okay, it really needs to be done 1 or 2 times, and that's probably it, right? So obviously, if it's more than maybe 5 times, there should be some kind of alert sent out. In this case, that would have helped, because at 400 times, obviously, there would have been an alert sent out. The alert would have went out way before, this would have become a problem, right? And again, this is going on every day. We keep hearing about new cases popping up all over the country. And the police, in this case, the chief of police, I don't have his name, but he did an interview I saw. He said, we're tightening controls, right? That's basically what he said, right? Which they always say that, right? Oh, but this is not good enough for me. Just trust us, bro. That's what they're telling us, right? Just trust us, bro. And we're supposed to just, be good with that. I'm not good with that. And I hope you're not good with that. And again, I'm very frustrated. This is like a broken record, right? Over and over, we keep hearing about this. But we've got to continue to bring these cases to light, continue to put them out there, make videos, news articles. I hope the local news keeps doing their due diligence all over the country, the local news organizations. Hopefully they can help us bring these cases to light. We need whistleblowers. If anyone has any tips, please send them to me. I really appreciate it. And you can put them in the comments, or better yet, you can email them to my email, freedom@fightflock.com, freedom@fightflock.com, and you'll be anonymous. Unless you want me to use your name, I will. And this particular Joplin case was actually brought to me by a viewer, so I do appreciate that. Our viewers giving me tips. And again, so we can bring this to light. This has to stop. And again, flock is obviously a violation of our Fourth Amendment rights. It's basically it's a search without warrant. We have to fight back the best we can. Hopefully, in a couple of years, the Supreme Court will get this case and decide that it is indeed a violation of our Fourth Amendment rights. But until then, we have to keep bringing these cases to light. This was an insane case here, and again, they seem to get more and more crazier as the days go by, as we see these cases come up. And this one in particular was pretty wild. But again, I appreciate all my viewers, all my subscribers. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. And I will bring you updates. Anytime I hear any kind of case involving Flock database misuse, I will bring that to you and try to give you as many details as I have. But thank you for watching. And again, I appreciate all the support. Thank you.